Hello, I'm Ashar Farouk. That's me. That's me. I'm a rising sophomore, so class of 2023 at MIT. I'm currently in Long Island, New York, in that little dot. I was actually born in Karachi, Pakistan, and moved to Long Island in 2009. This is my high school in Long Island. I'm studying 614 at MIT, which is computer science, economics, and data science. That's my hometown in Huntington Station, New York on Long Island, and I'm excited to be taking this ethics class uh, from here. So, from living in Pakistan and being born there to working on my current Europe project on algorithmic bias and discrimination in many different domains, to having taken a philosophy course last fall at MIT, to the recent social societal events, to the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on the vulnerable population, such as first generation low income. I hope to better understand these humanistic elements involving many of the decisions regarding many of these events that greatly influences someone else's life. I really want to explore um, such different fields. I personally never had much experience slash knowledge of these events before coming to MIT, and now that there's been a lot of recent events that are going on, I really hope to be able to understand some of the thinking and knowledge and those decisions and how to even make those decisions that greatly impact someone else's life, because this understanding will be very critical for whatever work you do in the future. That's the broad goal of the summer 2020 in general, because ethics is something that I think is not really taught well at many universities and institutions, especially at an institution such as MIT, where the technical knowledge will be there, will naturally come because of classes and other means, but stuff like this is going to be very critical just because you would need to know a lot of these understanding in order to apply them when you use your technical skills for different fields, such as for me somewhere in the computer science era, tech industry. Those decisions will be very normal, just because there will be humans and there will be more advanced technology that requires more advanced ethical knowledge. So that's the broader sense in terms of goals. I think ethics, what makes something ethical or not, it's really one aspect is just you should review the impacts of the decision not only on yourself, but think of yourself as part of a global network and how your decisions ethic will impact others ethically or unethically, because you are ultimately a part of a global network, and if you do something that will harm others in any way, that would be considered unethical in my personal sense. But again, there are lots of complications. That's one aspect. The other aspect is being unethical to yourself, which is where I believe the notion of faith, which I take personally, really comes in order to try to avoid these unethical areas. Um, Generally, for me, as a Muslim, anything that is not faithful is generally unethical, as I've seen, and that is a very good structure to perhaps follow, at least in societal life slash personal life, and perhaps academic as well. That's what I'm hoping to explore through more of these conversations. Ethics in general, again, are for everybody. Everybody should be aware and understand some of these elements so that they can make decisions that impact, again, not only themselves and others. Many times, everybody's working in teams and with other people. That's just a natural human, uh, element situation. So ethics should be for everybody. So everybody's on the same page relatively, so that people can make decisions that are in general the best that they can be. Um, for Yeah, so what makes something unethical, or when should you apply ethics? It really is times when those when you have to choose something that is the better out of the worst uh, kind of situation. So stuff that involves like quotation marks around what is better, how do you choose, and stuff like that. That's when ethics should be applied. Although ethics can be applied in general any time, and they really should be, especially in a world such interconnected world where again, your decisions can have really great impacts on everything else, as obviously seen by many recent events in 2020. In terms of what I would like to engage in some dilemmas, I think going from recent events, including COVID-19 and the recent social tensions, privilege and money are definitely two things that will always be there. It seems like money is obviously the major power predictor or power tool that's been used nowadays, and since the economic collapse and the deterioration has shown the various inequities resulting from money and COVID-19. Personally, I know many people who have to ration Wi-Fi and other means to learn even, and that again raises some ethical and other issues that really has should be explored. And money in general is one hot topic in other fields such as politics and other healthcare and pretty much every other domain. And the other one will be privilege. I feel like if we recognize the privilege, use it to help other people, that will be ethical and desirable and should happen. And the opposite is likely unethical. And I would love to explore those issues so that we can all understand and make progress using our own privilege, since it is a privilege. And I think something you have, but you could there's a chance you couldn't have it, but you have it, so you might as well use it for good things, and that would be ethical. But those type of conversations would be real helpful going from the recent events and just the state of the world currently. So I'm looking really excited.